Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Jordan here. Today we're going to continue working on the canal, which sits right behind Central Park, beside Town Hall, and behind this cluster of modular buildings. Also, the modular buildings that run along the canal are actually raised up 5 bricks to give it more depth. When we started working on that project, we ran out of pieces and couldn't continue, and I hope that all the pieces are here today. So there's the guardrail. And that guardrail is built using inverted slopes. And when you put 2 inverted slopes together, it creates a triangle. And when you pair up those 2 triangles with the arches below, it almost looks like a jack-o'-lantern. It's pretty funny. It's like a frowning jack-o'-lantern. I think that's got to go. We're going to be replacing the inverted slopes with 1x4 arches so that it matches the guardrail here on the boardwalk. Maybe we can bring back those inverted slopes when it's Halloween and put some pumpkins on top, and then our city will have a ton of jack-o'-lanterns. So we've got to add more guardrails, build more boardwalk plates, and then also improve the water. Well, continue working on the water because we've got the blue base plates here, but we made like this really cool murky water effect using some of the earth colors as underlying plate, and then the light trans blue 1x2 tiles over top of that, and it just makes a really cool water effect. So let's get started. So we got our first plate set up here with our earthish colors. You've got olive green, sand green, dark tan, dark green, and then you just lay that on top of the blue plate. After the base layer of plate, you throw some tiles at it, and it turns out like this here, and here's the other plates from the canal. The water's all done, and how much better does that look? I love that. Those earthy colors underneath the trans light blue. It's amazing. Also, all the arches have been switched up there. And they're all nicely tiled off. And they've been put on the short side as well. So this side is shorter because when we place it in the city, the modular buildings here aren't raised up like the other ones. We only have the one section that's raised up. And then over here, this leads up to the raised section. This is like where the bridge is. That leads from the ocean to the canal. Why don't we go place them? Much, 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 much better. This plate right here will have to be modified. I don't know what's going to happen with it. The reason it's going to have to be changed is because eventually we're going to have this bridge which is going to connect these 2 roads. So I don't know if the handrail will be gone or if the sidewalk will be gone. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. You see what I did there? But yeah, I think this looks really good. I love the fact that these buildings are elevated. I did that with just some wood, if you didn't see that originally. So I just put like there's a 2x4 under here. Actually, it's a 2x2. And then over here, it's some 3/4 inch melamine. And that actually, those 2 measurements actually line up perfectly with Lego bricks. So that's how I raised up the buildings. It's all right, but from the backside, it looks not that good. But luckily for me, there's modular buildings here, so you can't really see the backside. I definitely could clean it up with some Lego bricks or something. I'm all right with it for now, though. That's not really necessary. And then the water that we got done right now, or this afternoon, goes from there all the way to here. And now we've got to create some more canal plates, more water work. So this one's going to have to be a specialized one. It's going to have to fill this corner here. There's going to be an 8x8 section that comes up, and just fill that in the same way. And then on the other side, there's going to have to be a right angle, and that's going to be at the same height as this over here. So that one will be specialized, and of course, we'll do the water through there. This one here, it's already done, like the half of it is done, but we've got to do the water details. And then I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with Town Hall. So I decided that I wanted to raise Town Hall, and I've already done that. So there it is, raised up with some wood temporarily, I think. Not temporarily, I just threw some wood under there quickly just to sort of visualize what's going down here. Then I slapped the base plate in front of it, and I think this is going to be some sort of like grand staircase that's going to go from this height up to the raised height. We have the Alberta Legislative Grounds here in Edmonton. They've got a really cool staircase that leads up to the Legislative Grounds, and I think we could try and do something like that, and then also keep this fountain, which is currently on a half base plate, and integrate a giant staircase and all of those details into the base plate in front of Town Hall, and that will lead up to the raised height. And then these water plates here, and there should be one more actually, so that's 3.5 of them. We're gonna have to do the raised height on this side, probably some sort of bridge going over top of the water, which will continue there. And then on this side, we're also gonna have to do the raised height again, all the way along. And then it'll probably turn right angle, go up against the fence of the zoo and connect with the other one over here. And then on the back side, this one's gonna have to be like solid, and we'll probably put some like vegetation on it, maybe some masonry bricks just to, you know, make it look better than just a solid light bluish gray wall. And then I put the Venetian houses right here. This was sort of playing tricks with my mind a little bit. I can't really raise up the Venetian houses on wood because then I would be raising up the water, which is on the Venetian houses base plate up as well. That just doesn't make sense. So what I've got to do is actually do some Lego surgery on this. You've got to peel off the bottom base plate and then raise up just the structure using Lego bricks so it's the same height as these buildings here. And then that will leave the water at the base plate tile height, and then the Venetian houses will be raised up out of the water, just like all of the other modular buildings. What I could do is put another corner here, like a corner build. I think that would be super cool just to put one there, just because this doesn't really look that good. And then this can connect to the sidewalk of the corner build and lead toward the Venetian houses. And the canal can be fed from a waterfall coming from up top here, down this cliffside, and fed into here, and then through here, and back out toward the ocean. Now what I would like to do is get 2 more corner builds and put them on the back side of Town Hall. And I was thinking about this. I just put Assembly Square there for now because I don't have a spot for Assembly Square currently. But I was thinking about this. What I've always wanted to do is take my Town Hall and turn it into a double corner. So essentially build a half base plate corner, similar to this one here, with like the corner doors and the balconies, and give it the Town Hall look and Town Hall colors, and do 2 of those. So there's one on this side and one on that side, and then I turn this into a double corner. And if I were to do that, I would be able to use these half base plate modules here, which are corners, there's one on either side, and put them on the back side, and they sort of have like a Venetian house or Venetian feel to them. And then I could put a modular building in the center, and then those half corners there. This would be a double corner Town Hall, find a new home for Assembly Square. In a perfect world, that's what I would love to do for this area. I just rattled off a lot of work. Do you think I'm gonna get that all done today? Definitely not. There's a lot of great ideas and I wanna do them all, but we're gonna try and get as much as we possibly can done today. But I think if that was a double corner Town Hall behind the Central Park, it would look super cool. And those half base plate modular buildings, they look really cool too. And once again, they sort of have that Venetian feel to them. So if I were to flip them around and then maybe put a modular building in between them that was like a custom build, and it also had the Venetian feel and it faced the Venetian houses, that would be really cool for that section of the canal. So it's definitely something to work toward. Little side note here today. It's relatively warm out. Right now it's 32 degrees, which is pretty hot for, you know, Edmonton, northern city here in Canada. I think we're like considered to be one of the largest, most northern cities in North America. So when you get like 35 to 40 degrees Celsius, it is like ridiculously hot. And within the next few days, it's going up to like 36 or 38. Deadly. There's no AC in this place. So here on the ground floor in the shelving rooms, it is a smoldering 25 degrees. And upstairs, I'm gonna say it's probably 4 degrees hotter. So it's like 29 degrees up there. Just sweating at work. I would get the AC installed because I do have the AC coil in the furnace that we installed when I renovated this place. The problem is that would primarily keep the shelving rooms cool. There's one vent that goes into the back warehouse bay, and then there's one vent up by like my little cafe area there by the microwave. So there wouldn't be a whole lot of AC up in my actual workplace. But these rooms would be cool because there's vents by the front windows. But I don't really think it's worth installing AC just to keep these rooms cool and take the edge off a bit up there. So I guess we're just going to work in the heat for now. Because before I blink, it's going to be winter again, and it'll be -40. The other end of the spectrum. I'm sweating like a dog, everybody. I decided to set up a little work table down here. Been bringing parts down back to my primitive ways. But believe me, that slight temperature difference between upstairs and downstairs is definitely worth it. Not the end of the world, though. We don't have too many hot days here in Edmonton. But hey, the city's looking pretty hot right now. Look at that. You see the canal plates with the vegetation on the backside there, right behind the aquarium? Yeah, that looks really good. However, sort of went into what I like to call autopilot and built one too many of them. I'll show you what I mean when we get over there. It's not the end of the world, though. Things can be very easily modified and transplanted. So we saw this already, right? I think so. So what I decided to do is actually take the tiles off and shift them between each joint. So for example, there's a joint right here, and I just made sure the tiles bridged on the arches there. So now they're all locked in position. I don't pin my stuff together just because pins are such a nightmare. So none of these modular buildings are pinned together, but what I do is I tile together my roads and I clip together my train tracks and also my canal now, and that creates a grid, and then I place these modular buildings loose within the grid. It just makes them so much easier to move. So for example, if I wanted to move the boutique hotel over here where the university is, then I could very easily do that. I say that because a lot of people have been telling me to do that. So I made some upgrades over here as well. I added a staircase to the different heights. So you can see there's the pet shop right there. There's a little bit of a staircase, which is 9 studs wide, and then there's a handrail on either side. And the staircase goes, I think it's 6 studs, and it's all nicely tiled off there. Then you'll see that tile that needs to be pushed down. Whoops, my bad. And then there's the diner right here, and there's another one of those staircases. So I've got the staircases blent in there. I also fixed up the road because for some reason there was a bicycle lane corner right there, so I swapped that up for a regular corner. And then continued to work on more canal plates over here around the corner like I was discussing earlier. So this looks really good here. So yeah, there's the canal walkway all the way along on that side there. And then I didn't add the section right here up against the town hall just because, once again, I don't know what I'm going to do there with the staircase. But there's that right-hand turn right there. And I still need to work out what I'm going to do right here besides Central Park where we see these multicolored plates. Where's that dirty dog? You can't really... Where's that dirty dog? You can't really see it from this perspective. There it is. See, this provides like a nice grid, and then these sit here loosely. So I can move them around very easily. If they were pinned together, it becomes a little bit of a nuisance. So yeah, we saw this earlier. They're all tiled together now. Got the corner, then the elevated walkway right here with the vegetation and some masonry bricks mixed in there as well. Glad that that is all solid like gray. I forgot to connect these. Whoops, my bad. Yeah, all I did was just take this off, put that over there, and this right here, and then they are tacked together. But this is where I sort of went on autopilot and built one too many of these because I thought I was going to put a corner build here, and then also the water's going to flow through here, but it's very easy to literally just pull this off, pull that off, keep it together, peel this off, and then just move that over there. So what I'm probably going to do is use a 16 stud base plate here, and we'll probably have a continuation of this up against assembly square, and then the water will be a little bit more narrow here because this is 16 studs, so if I have 8 studs there, so the water will be 8 studs, and then the water will just flow through here like that, and we'll put the corner build there. But I'll be able to just transplant that stuff very easily. So I need to start working on some other stuff here in the downtown core. Such as the staircase and fixing this fountain and all that in front of Town Hall. I discussed the modular buildings. that custom modular building for here as well. I think I'm gonna run with that idea. That would be really cool. And then I need to fix up this area as well. Like, is this gonna stay like that? I'm not quite too sure. And then there's some more studs behind that statue there that I've got to fill in as well. And then this used to go around my telebeam in the old Lego room. So I need to make that an actual modular skyscraper and give it a foundation. And then fill in the additional 16 by 32 spot right there beside the construction site, sort of between those two buildings. And then work on the valet park and this bridge. And then also expand the farmer's market. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here, if this is going to stay as a farmer's market or not. I sort of like the farmer's market idea for right there, but I've got like 3 16 by 32 base plates there, actually 4 of them, and then also this walkway. So I've got to like redevelop this whole area here and determine whether or not this is the finalized home for Spring Lantern Festival. And then I've still got this thing right down here, which is giving me a hard time right now. I'm not sure where to put that. That is the custom hospital. I was thinking maybe I could put it here, but I just don't think a custom hospital or a huge tall hospital would look good right there in the foreground of the Lego city. This is pretty cool though. I like juggling a bunch of different Lego projects. You know, one day I'm building the Jaws set. The next day I'm building a mountain behind the zoo, and then the other section of the mountain in the countryside. And then I'm building the zoo, and then I'm texturing water, and then I'm building the canal plates. Who knows, maybe I'll be building the town hall stairs, or making that skyscraper, you know, better for that area, or be placed in the hospital, or making this boat harbor, or starting to embed my train track, or embed the train track over there, or start ripping apart the countryside. I just like having so many different things to do, and I feel like I accomplished a lot today. I worked it out. There's actually 2 of us working today. We did it all day, just building those plates. Each one of these plates takes approximately an hour, maybe an hour 15 to create. That's with the raised walkway, the arches, the underlying plate, the tile on top of the plate, the tile on the sidewalks, the arches on the sidewalks, all that. So it takes about an hour 15 to create one of those. And that's if you're just like cooking, like you're like, you know, you got your audio book in or your tunes going and you're just throwing parts down. And there's how many plates there? I don't know, 15 or something like that. So, but I think it looks fantastic, and I can't wait to continue. Everybody, thank you so much for coming on by. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff. And have yourselves a fantastic day. Bye for now.